Hi, I'm Tim from Metalform Tow & Farm. Today I'm going to show you how to change the blades on your towing mow. The tools required is a torque wrench with a 14mm socket and a 14mm ring spanner. There are two ways to access underneath the machine to change the blades. The first, by raising the machine height to the highest level so you can access the blades by lying on your back and reaching underneath. The second, by using a chain hoist or other safe lifting device, which we're going to show you today. One important safety factor to take note of when changing the blades is firstly to remove the spark plug lead. This is to ensure the engines do not start accidentally while working on the blades underneath the machine. Make sure this is done on both engines. The method I'm going to show you today to access the blades is by using the crane method, as this gives far easier access. Now with nice easy access to the blades, using the 14mm ring spanner we can now release the nut at the top of the blade bolt. You'll notice that these blades are spinning on the bolt. This is normal, as this is the design of the mower. Holding the spindle with one hand and using the spanner on the other, we can remove the blade. Take special note to disassemble in the correct order. In between the blade and the spindle plate there is a wavy washer. You'll note that there is a tip up on the washer. This needs to be replaced with the tip ups facing the spindle plate. Repeat for the other blades. When refitting the blade to the tow and mow, there are a few important features to take note of. You'll notice on the blade bolt there is a step. This is important that when assembling to the blade that it fits correctly into the blade like so. Not so it's sitting up on an angle, but so it snaps in. Secondly, there is a washer. When assembling this, it is important to ensure that the tip-ups on the washer are facing up. The last step in fitting the blade is to take note of the shape of the bolt. This is cut into a D shape which fits perfectly into the hole in the spindle. While holding the blade there, replacing the nut and winding on to the blade bolt. You'll need to complete the tightening of this bolt with a torque wrench. The correct torque setting for this nut is 33 Newton meters. When torquing the nut on the blade bolt, it is important to check again that the blade is correctly seated at the head of the bolt. Holding the bolt, using the torque wrench, and tighten this nut to 33 Newton meters. When torquing this nut, you may need to hold the spindle as you tighten it up. That is correctly torqued to 33 Newton meters. When refitting the blade, it is important to check and take note that the blade is mounted on the underside of the spindle plate and that the blade joggle is facing downwards. We can now lower the machine to finish the task. The last task to do is to ensure that you reconnect up the spark plug leads. Make sure the lead goes clip. Do this on both engines. One last thing to take note is to Change blades in pairs. This is to ensure that there is not one worn blade and one new one, which will bring the engine out of balance. Thanks for watching today's tech tip video on how to change the blades on your towing mower. Until next time, happy mowing.